Hey guys, it's Arlette from Chasing Joy, and it's time for a baby making update. But there's no baby making going on. If you saw my last video, I was kind of disappointed that my body is kind of playing some tricks on me. I had developed a cyst. Well, first I ovulated too early, which made me have to skip my 5th cycle. And then I had a cyst, which basically made me miss my 6th cycle. Then, in addition to the cyst, the doctor's office called me and told me that my blood work for my, I think it's TSH, for some reason I've been saying that wrong all day, but for my thyroid, sorry, I can't even talk. For my thyroid, blood work came back high. They had me repeat it, and it came back even higher, a little higher. So they wanted me to go and meet with an endocrinologist, and so I did that yesterday morning. So this video is pretty much just an update on what I found out at the specialist's office, and it was actually a good doctor's visit. I was nervous going because I'm overweight. And if you've ever been overweight, you may have experienced going to the doctor and the doctors make you feel like crap about your weight. They get on your case. They act like you have never tried to lose weight, even though most of us have. And some of them don't have enough of compassion or bedside manner, and it can come across really, really harsh. I actually, a couple years ago, switched my doctor, my primary doctor that I had for years, just because he made me feel so bad that I was almost like ready to cry. So the idea of going to a brand new doctor had me nervous. Like, oh gosh, are we going to do the weight thing again? Am I going to leave feeling bad about myself and upset? But none of that happened. It was really nice. She didn't even bring up the weight thing. She looked at the blood work that we had faxed over from the reproductive endocrinologist's office. That's the fertility clinic. And she saw what they saw, that for the one test, my numbers were a little high. So basically, I think she said I think it's for the TSH. I'll write it the correct way in the comments. I'm sorry, I keep screwing it up. But for the main blood test, it's supposed to be between, I think like 0 point something and 4. Mine was 5.3 in the first blood work, and then the second blood work, it was 5.4, which puts me a little bit above the normal range. However, the other blood tests were all showing normal. So she basically said that I have a very mild case of subclinical hypothyroidism, which means that my thyroid is not functioning properly and not making enough of the thyroid-stimulating hormone. I think that's what it is, TSH. Not making enough of the hormone, and so therefore that TSH is building up in the system, I guess. I know it's the opposite. If the number is high, you have the hypo, which means you're not making enough of the hormones, and if the number is low, you have the hyper, which means you're making too much. So I have I'm not making enough, but she says just a mild case. And the fact that they call it subclinical, she said what that means is that the most sensitive of the thyroid tests is detecting the problem, even though the other tests, which are not as sensitive, is thinking that everything is in the normal range. So she said if I was not trying to get pregnant, it would be debatable if we would treat it, because I have not been feeling badly. I possibly have been having a few symptoms when I looked them up, but not a lot. Some of the symptoms I noticed that I possibly have had is like dry skin. My skin did seem a little drier than normal. I've noticed having to put more lotion on my legs and stuff this summer than I typically would. Forgetfulness. I have been forgetting things lately, but I just thought maybe that it was from just some stress. And another is constipation. I haven't really had a lot of that, but things have not been moving as frequently as normal. I think that was pretty much it in terms of the symptoms that I might have been having because of the thyroid issue. So, but basically, because I'm not feeling bad, it could have even been debated if I were to even treat it if I were not trying to get pregnant. However, since I am trying to get pregnant, she said that it is really important to treat it because for pregnancy, they like to see that number around 2.5, and mine is like 5.4. So it needs to come down like halfway. And the reason for that is because when you get pregnant, the baby will not start to make their own thyroid hormones until about 20 weeks into the pregnancy. So any of that kind of hormone, I guess, that the baby needs, they'll be trying to get it from me or from you if you're pregnant. And if you're not making enough as it is, even if it's just slightly, not enough, you could maybe quickly become deficient. And if you're not making enough, it makes you more likely to miscarry. So hearing that, in a weird way, it made me feel better about the fact that I'm having to skip these cycles, only because I do not want to experience a miscarriage. That just seems like a really difficult thing to go through, and I would not want to go through that. So I would much rather it take a little longer to get pregnant and I be a little healthier going into the pregnancy than to get pregnant right away and then miscarry because my thyroid hormones are off. So basically, I'm counting myself out again for cycle 7. So for 3 months, I guess a couple months, well, a month and a half has already passed, and now I'm looking at another month where I'm not going to be trying to get pregnant. So obviously it's still a little disappointing, but hopefully I'll be getting healthier during that time. So what her plan for me is she put me on a low dose of a thyroid medication, and I have to take that every day. And the interesting thing is you have to take it on an empty stomach, and there were a few things, I think, like iron and calcium and some other mineral that's typically good for you. But if you ingest those things within a close proximity to having taken the thyroid medicine, it makes your body not absorb the thyroid medicine. So that was pretty interesting, which is why she really advised taking it on an empty stomach. And she said even if I were to wake up in the middle of the night to use the restroom, that might be a good time to take it, because then I definitely wouldn't be eating anything, in close proximity to taking the pill. So I also had to move like my prenatal pill and my vitamin D that I've been taking. I typically take them in the morning, so I have to push all that back to later in the day so that I could take the thyroid medicine on an empty stomach. So anyway, I'm starting with the medicine, or I already started with the medicine now a couple times, and I'll be taking that for the next 4 weeks, and then I already have a follow-up appointment scheduled. In between now and then, I have to redo some blood work, and then she also wants to do an ultrasound of my thyroid just to rule out any, I guess, a structural issue like lumps or bumps or anything like that. So even though she felt my neck like around here and like examined, and she said she didn't feel anything concerning, but better to check. So I have to schedule an ultrasound sometime between now and then in 4 weeks I'll go back and we'll look at the labs and look at the ultrasound, and hopefully by then I hope the number is better and I get the okay to go ahead and start trying again. So I guess during this time I'll just focus on saving more money, because at least I won't be paying for any IUIs, I won't be buying any sperm, I won't be paying for any medication, so I should be able to save some more money. And I will start well, not start because I've been working out, but I can work out a bit more aggressively like I have been. I won't feel like I have to take it easy for, you know, a couple weeks each month because I might be pregnant. And I can continue to focus on trying to eat better, though I have kind of fallen off the wagon a little bit with that, but I can get back on track. So that's it for the baby making update. Basically, there is no baby making happening right now, but still doing all things focused on becoming a mom. And maybe this is why my IUIs have not worked before, maybe because of the thyroid thing. I don't know. But either way, this should put me in a better state of health, which is good for me and even better for getting pregnant. So anyway, that's what's going on now. Thanks for watching. Please continue to pray for me and have good thoughts and send me baby dust, because I'm still going to need it, even if it's in a few months. Hopefully not a few months, maybe like 2 months. And pray that I respond well to this medicine so everything can get rolling again. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.